since I've got a stream going, but here we are, ready to go. Today we'll be doing some Legacy Cube. This is a recent cube that's been put on Magic Online. If you don't know what a cube is, it's basically a predetermined set of cards from which players draft from. And then you build your deck from that draft, and then you battle other people who built decks from drafts like that. Now this is going to be a draft league, which means I probably won't be playing against other people, you know, in my pod. But that's basically how Cube here works, and it's pretty awesome. Reason we're doing this is because I kind of just want to take a break, relax. Sometimes competitive Magic gets a bit, you know, it wears you down, and just being able to stream and in a more casual format is enjoyable. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be the norm, but you know, cubes like this aren't out that frequently, so I thought, you know, what the heck, might as well just kick back, relax, enjoy some cube. So that's what we're doing here today, enjoying some cube. Hope you will join me for that. I do have a new YouTube video out on my channel, by the way, so if you're not familiar, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. It's Oren. There might be a link down below. Yeah, there's under how to reach me, there's subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go ahead and check out that channel. You can go ahead and see my latest video with Just Guys to Healy. A good friend of mine, Jan Huang, has been doing really well with Just Guys to Healy, and I thought might as well play that build. So I played it earlier today and recorded with it, and it was pretty fun. It's a sweet deck. I will say that Jan seems to be a slightly better deck builder than I am, and probably a better player as well. So it's nice to get other people's input on an archetype that, you know, you've had success with, but clearly they have had success with as well. Also want to give a shout out to all of our subscribers, our 5 subscribers. Again, we're a pretty new channel, but I did want to give a shout out to every single one of you. Van Brute is one of those subs. They subbed a while back, but want to give them a shout out. Macrone85, who recently reached out to me personally. He was a really nice guy, and yeah, thank you for that sub as well. Flank Attack 27, thank you for that sub. That's Richard, good friend of mine. Longclaw MTG, who comes by here every now and again, so thank you for that sub. And then Mr. Tofu 5000, also a really nice guy. Niklas, if you're part of the Blue White X, you know, Facebook community group, you'll know that he is a moderator there, and he's a pretty cool guy. So appreciate the support. But let's go ahead and jump straight into a Legacy Cube. Just gotta wait for more people to join the queue, but then we should be good to go. I haven't played this cube, but I did watch Caleb Durward stream it last night. Looks pretty nice. It's quite fair, even for a Legacy cube. I know there's a couple combos in here like Splinter Twin, but maybe like a Kiki Jiki combo. But generally when I draft these kind of sets, I tend to go more towards either like blue-green ramp or like black-white aggro. But let's go ahead and take a look at what we have in front of us right now. Let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, that looks nice. Alright, a couple things that stand out to me here are Planeswalkers are very powerful in Cube. Karn is obviously incredibly powerful, but he's 7 mana. So that's one of the things that stands out to me. Then we also have Glenalendra, which is a pretty nice card in a like blue tempo control deck. We have Misty Rainforest, which is just a fine fetch to pick up. And then we also have Path to Exile, which is premier removal. So a lot of things happening here. I can't tell you what would be the correct take, but I can say that if we want to have fun. Karn is probably pretty fun. I wouldn't fault anyone for taking Path to Exile either. I think those are both reasonable picks, but I think Karn is just the more reasonably powerful card. This might mean we go into like a ramp shell or some sort of control deck, but we'll see what ends up coming our way here. So, cards that stand out to me: Ancestral Vision, really powerful card. You know, just a draw 3 effect. If you can do it on turn 1 or 2, you can really set up for really sweet, you know, draw and around turn 5. Aside from that, Pernicious Deed is not bad, but not great. Seagate Oracle is pretty awkward. If we think we want to be like a blue, I mean, it's okay if we go into like a blue deck, but I don't think that's like a good second pick. I think Ancestral Vision is probably going to be the pick here. Martial Coup is interesting, but it's only a sweeper if you pay more than 5 or more with X. Eternal Witness and Song of the Dryads also reasonable. So if we think we'd be going to like a green shell, then those are fine. But we haven't seen any ramp yet. Obviously, we're only 2 packs in, but I think I'll just take the Ancestral Vision and kind of be happy about that. All right. Here, a couple different things we could do. We could go into blue-green and take the you know, kind of ramp effect here. We could say we kind of want to play a blue-white tempo game and take this Lyra. We could also take this Go for the Throat if we want to be like blue-black control. And then lastly, we could also be like just a control deck with a Force Spike. But Force Spike is not that awesome or good in any way, so I kind of want to take the Channeler Initiate and move into blue-green. I really like blue-green in formats like this. I think it's a really powerful archetype, and Mana Dorks are great as well, so I'm going to go and take the Channeler Initiate. Now we have a couple really nice options here. We have Ponder, which lends itself well to a control shell. We have Devoted Druid if we want to continue going into ramp, and we also have Hinterland Harbor, which will let us move into blue-green. I'm not, you know, committed to blue-green yet. All we have is Ancestral Vision, but Devoted Druid is a pretty nice mana dork, so I'm going to go ahead and take that, and we're probably going to be in green, but we're not necessarily in blue-green. If we find a better second color for green, then we'll just jump into that. So we're not committed to being in blue yet. Although, there have been a lot of nice cantrips. Fencer is pretty good. If we had a couple fetches, this Brainstorm might be a little more exciting, but without any fetches, it's quite, again, uninteresting. Sword of War and Peace is probably one of the worst swords, I think. I guess it's okay against like aggro decks with the life gain, but aside from that, it's not fantastic. And I don't know if I want to necessarily dip into another color right now. We could stay blue. If we stay blue, though, is Venser just better than Sleight of Hand? Probably. Forbid is not bad. Again, we could be like blue-green ramp / control. I mean, Zealous Conscript is also a really powerful card. So I think Forbid would be like an okay choice. I think Vraska Relic Seeker is also really powerful. I might just want to go green-black for that. Hey, just want to say thanks for posting in the Sahili Salvation group where I can find Jan H's channel. Been interesting watching him. Yeah, he's a really awesome guy. I've loved his streams so far, the ones I've tuned in for, even though they happen a bit early in the morning for me. But yeah, he's an awesome guy. I've been enjoying his streams. I'm glad that you were able to find that and enjoy it as well. I'm gonna make a split-second decision here and take the Zealous Conscripts. I think that's a little more powerful than what we're doing here. Now we're kind of getting a little bit punished because this Hinterland Harbor kind of makes me feel like blue-green is open. So I'm gonna take the Harbor there, or the Botanical Sanctum. Now we could also just go Rug, right? But is Zealous Conscript worth it for just, you know, for all these colors? Piankin Alar is not a bad mid-game card, but that would really commit us to red. Carnage Tyrant is also an okay card if we want to stick to like green ramp, but it's not great in like a control build. So I'm just gonna be like, maybe I'll be like a Rug control deck, and that's a Steam Vents. It's also a scavenging ooze, but I think I like building the mana base here. Getting nice fixing early means that we can have a bit more flexibility on our picks down the road. So I kind of like this. I kind of like being like base green blue and maybe splash red for Zealous Conscripts. Also combos with Kiki Jiki and Splinter Twin, right? Yeah, so if we find like Pestermite, Splinter Twin, something like that, we could just go full combo. Wow, that's also fixing, right? Let's just go all in on Rug. I mean, are we passing any good cards here? Song of the Dryads is pretty poor removal. Trigon Predator is not bad, but I think it's a little bit better in other cubes, in like Vintage Cube rather than Legacy Cube. So let's go ahead and pass up on that. Fauna Shaman is not the worst. Mimic Vet is also very interesting. I think I'd rather just take the Fauna Shaman though. Could be very useful if we end up being a combo deck. Yeah, I really was happy to give some exposure to Jan's channel. I mean, he's really been working on tuning Jeskai Saheeli, and Jeskai Saheeli is just my absolute favorite deck in Modern. Well, alright, I will take that back. I would probably say Mardu Pyromancer is a little bit more of my favorite deck in Modern right now, but Jeskai Saheeli is a very, very close second. So I do appreciate all the work that Jan has been putting into making, you know, Jeskai Saheeli what it is. Alright, we're pretty heavy on creatures, so Oblivion Stone is kind of a bad idea. Flame Slash is decent removal. Yavimaya Elder helps us fix and also get basics, but I think some removal is going to be pretty important. Even if it's just going to end up getting sideboarded, I think that'll be useful. Domri will be nice if we end up being a pretty creature-heavy build. And he's a Planeswalker. I guess we take Beats Within for the sideboard, and then Reckless Bushwhacker. So I feel like we're in the colors we should be, right? Literally all our picks fit in the colors we intend to be in. So that's nice. Let's see if we get anything good here. I see Noble Hierarch. Immediately go to that. Court of Calling is okay. Raging Ravine will probably wheel. Control Magic is pretty good as well. None of these Planeswalkers fit our colors. Not to say we're locked in, but they're also not powerful enough for us to want to move into them. And Magic Online is being tricky right now, but if you can't see that, that's a Johnny Vengeant, Angrath the Flame Chained, and Liliana Death's Majesty. But this is Magic Online being Magic Online for you. Negate's also not a bad card, but again, that might also wheel. So I think it's just a Noble Hierarch pick here. Pretty easy. Again, I don't know if we're going to main deck this Flame Slash. We'll see how the rest of our deck ends up working out. So this Wooded Foothills is actually really nice, but there's also a Jace the Mind Sculptor here. Oh my god. So I have a feeling that this Wooded Foothills is not wheeling, but neither is this Jace. So I'm just going to grab the Jace. Again, Jace is just better than everything that's going on here. We already have a pretty good mix of fixing. I do want that fetch. I do want a fetch eventually, because fetches make Jace better as well. This pack is a little worse. Bitter Blossom is powerful, but it's not in our colors. We also have like Farseek, which gets us Steam Vents actually, which is not the worst. So it could be that Farseek is the pick here. Helps us ramp towards like turn 3 Jace. Phantasmal Image is not the worst. Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, Thrun is good against the control decks. Stagger Shock might be good against like creature decks, but I think Farseek is just the generally best card. We already have 2 pieces of removal here if we feel like we're weak against aggro decks. So I think this is a fine start for us here. And what's cool is we can actually brainstorm with Jace, put a creature on top, and then Dominate tick up. Now that's sweet. Alright, now we have a lot of picks to consider here. Bonfire is really powerful against opposing creature decks. Dragonlord Tarka is a great card to ramp into. Vivian Reed is also a great mid-game planeswalker. And I don't think we're going to be a dismissed deck, but it is a card to consider. I think Vivian Reed is just the most powerful. She helps us deal with artifacts or enchantments. She helps us dig towards creatures or lands, and we obviously want to make those land drops and get those creatures. And I think we have a better chance of wheeling one of these two than Vivian Reed, so I'll take Vivian. Let's be like Rug Planeswalkers. Man, Rakdos' Return. Now that's a card to splash for. That's a card to splash for. The issue is here we don't have like the fixing for it. We have like Farseek. That's about it. Could take the Creeping Tar Pit, but then we're also not taking the card we want to splash for. There's also just Ral Zarek, decent Rug Planeswalker. There's Edric, which is card advantage as well, if we can get him to connect. I don't really like Rampant Growth. I think it's pretty weak. It's definitely worse than Farseek. Even though it can get you a basic forest, I don't think that's necessary. So I think it's between Edric and Ral Zarek, and I'm leaning more towards Ral Zarek. I think that's the kind of deck we're lining up to be here, kind of like Rug Planeswalkers. Lumbering Falls, Batterskull, Whirler Rogue, Hazoret, but I don't think we're going to be a Hazoret deck. I kind of want to take the fixing, even though Batterskull is pretty powerful. We might wheel something here. We might even wheel like a Dismember. But fixing is going to be pretty important for our deck to function. We're a lot of colors here right now. Interesting. There's Shardless Agent, and we don't really we even have Ancestral Vision, so it's a pretty good combo. Xenagos is not the worst, but I do want to start considering things about my curve here. I think it's just going to be Shardless Agent. We don't have any 2-mana counterspells. This might mean that we can't start picking up counterspells, which would suck. Wow, Sheldock Isle. Show and Tell is incredibly powerful. Huh. Now this is a pack. Lotus Cobra is incredibly powerful. So I think it's going to be between Sheldock Isle, Cobra, and Show and Tell. Show and Tell means that if we end up picking like a Emrakul or something, we have this 2-card combo that just, can win the game. But Sheldock Isle is just insanely powerful, especially when you have big dumb planeswalkers to play, so I'm going to take the Sheldock Isle. Wow, we didn't end up wheeling anything we really wanted from this pack. Interesting. We could take Lightning Strike for the board. Quarter Calling doesn't seem that great to me, although it could be useful. The triple green is kind of oppressive in that regard. So let's go ahead and take Lightning Strike for the sideboard. Wow, Garrick. Wow, Tatiova also. Tatiova's card advantage. Yeah, I kind of like Tatiova for a deck like ours. I don't know if it's better than Garrick, but I think if we can make Tatiova work, this is the build. I think Stagger Shock is main deckable. It'll be some nice removal against creature-based decks. We could have taken the City of Brass, but I don't think that's where we kind of want to be with this deck. That we're going to be dealing ourselves a lot of damage because our color restrictions are pretty high, so we definitely don't want that to be an early land. Anger of the Gods could be great against aggro decks, but Dragonlord Atarka is a great ramp target. Wow, Rakdos' Return wheeling this far. I think we just take Edric, though. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll take Edric. Whirler Rogue plus Edric also seems kind of nice. Wow, and Xenagos. Alright, we're in the right colors here. Let's just say that. We're doing alright. Alright, there's a Mana Dork. Kind of leaning towards that. Garrick Wildspeaker is also really not a bad planeswalker at all. Helps us ramp towards our big stuff, but I think just being a little more explosive will be better for us in the long run. Terracodon is also a nice card. As for Spiralbluff Canal, it's fixing as well, but I think I'd rather just take the mana acceleration there. If we can fill out our curve a bit more, maybe like a Consecrated Sphinx I would really like. I think we might have to play some removal as well in the main deck. We have Stagger Shock. We might have to play the Flame Slash too. Kiora. Don't know if I'm a fan of Kiora. I might be a fan of Bloodbraid Elf. Daze doesn't play well with our Shardless Agent, and I think we want to play that because we already have Ancestral Vision. Fiery Confluence is incredibly powerful. So is Courser of Krufix. I think Courser is a little better than Kiora, and I think it's also a little better than Bloodbraid Elf. So I'm going to take the Courser. Just fill out our early curve here a bit. Oh man, Stoneforge Mystic. I love Stoneforge Mystic in Cube. Fortunately, we're nowhere near being able to utilize that card. So to me, it looks like a Sower of Temptation, Repeal, or Firebolt. I'm leaning towards Sower for like the sideboard. Firebolt is okay against aggressive decks as well. This pack is just not good for us. Hopefully, we're not being like cut hard here. What does this card do? I've never actually seen this card. Target player draws a card, then exiles a card from their hand. If a creature card that player creates a token that's a copy of that card. Oh, I see. When it leaves the battlefield. Okay. We also have a fetch. But the fetch only gets us forest, doesn't actually fix. There's Sticker Tribelder. It is a shuffle effect. There's also Green Sun Zenith. Green Sun Zenith gets us Courser, Manadork, Fauna Shaman, Edric, Tatiova, Dragonlord. Yeah, I think it's just going to be Green Sun Zenith. Wow, Ancient Tomb. Utopia Sprawl. Poof. Disallow. Again, I don't think we're going to be a disallow deck, but I think Ancient Tomb is just worth it. Ancient Tomb is nuts. Hey, just watched the last video. Man, I love Cube Sweet Picks. Thank you so much for hanging out, Fran Bikai? I don't know. You tell me how to say it. I'll just call you Fran, though. Franb? Let's go with that. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, I love Cube. We have some decent picks here so far. Kind of this, like, rug, ramp deck. Emrakul the Promised End. How reasonable is that for us to cast? I kind of like it. There's also Primal Command, though. Also Glorybringer. I think we need more sweet things to play on the in our top end, although that might be excessive. That might be really excessive. I just don't see myself main decking Primal Command though, so I'm gonna take the old Emrakul there. Oh, Inferno Titan. Oh, and Overgrown Battlements. I think we have a good amount of ramp. That I'm very happy taking this Inferno Titan. This sort of Fire and Ice is also pretty solid, but Inferno Titan is just an insane Magic card. Thundermaw Hellkite is also sweet. There's also Xenagos the Reveler. I think that takes a bit more work to get going. Thundermaw is just power. It's a clock. We didn't get our wheel, unfortunately, with the Spire Bluff Canal. I wonder if we actually play this Terastodon. Reflecting Pool doesn't seem like it's very good fixing to me. Stoke the Flames is extra removal. Relic of Genesis is for graveyard strategies, although there aren't many of those in Cube, especially Legacy Cube. A little more in Vintage Cube. Maybe we'll take the Relic for the sideboard. I guess Terastodon is like maybe better than Emrakul here, but I don't think Terastodon is that good. Now we have the decision between Birthing Pod and Bloodbraid Elf with Whirl-a-Rogue into like Sun Titan, Inferno Titan. That seems pretty good. Birthing Pod might actually be pretty strong in our deck. We have pretty good creatures all along the curve. But Bloodbraid Elf just seems like such value into... but it's a bad hit with Green Sun Zenith, right? I guess that's the same for Shardless Agent. Let's go with Birthing Pod. Firebolt for the sideboard. Secure Tribelder. Well, how good is Sylvala? When another creature's battling, if it's controller may draw a card if the power is greater than... So it's decent, but I think I'll take the shuffle effect for... Oh wow, this is all decent stuff. Tendershoe Dryad is not the worst. A Braid for the sideboard. I love watching streamers trying to pronounce my nick. Fran is enough. Alright. Yeah. Sorry about that. Hopefully I didn't butcher it too hard. Thank you for hanging out with me today, Fran. Hope you'll enjoy the stream. So it looks like we're going to be base green, blue. I think it's base green, but we're pretty heavy into other colors as well. So we'll go ahead and see what our last pick here is, and then we'll build our deck. Obnixilis, making it this far. All right. And now we'll go ahead and build our deck. We're going to have to make quite a few cuts here, I think. I think there's some cards here that I think will absolutely make it, but... Alright, first thing I do when I finish drafting, move all your non-basic lands out of here, let you know how many cards you're actually considering. Any cards that are off to the side, bring them back to view. Right, so now we consider the deck that we have here. I think we probably want most of this ramp. Chandler Initiate is probably the worst of the ramp cards that we have here. So I'm going to put that on the chopping block. We may not want him. Stagger Shock might also not be necessary in the main deck. If we feel like we might need that, we'll go ahead and sideboard that in the right matchups. This 4-drop slot is pretty heavy. I actually like Xenagos a little more than Ral Zarek, although, let's see, does Ral Zarek untap anything relevant in our deck? I guess it untaps Mana Dorks. It is a way to kill a creature in the main deck, though, which is not something we actually really have. So, let's see, how good is this Birthing Pod? Birthing Pod seems pretty good to me. Kind of like Birthing. We can also, like, Zealous Conscript a creature, then sacrifice it. That seems pretty good to me. It makes me want to play these, like, 5-drops that are good. But actually, I'm going to put Birthing Pod on the chopping block. I don't think it's that good. Tendershoot Dryad also seems kind of poor. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these guys. Now we're up to 25. We can probably get away with... Well, we have a lot of expensive spells, so I don't know if we can really get away with 24 lands. Maybe Domri is just not good enough here. It is, again, another way to actually remove our opponent's creatures, so maybe that's not the worst. It's also a nice Planeswalker that starts ticking up, potentially gets us card advantage as early as turn 2 with our, ramp. I think I want to cut either Ral Zarek or Xenagos. And Xenagos adds mana, helps us ramp. I think Ral Zarek is just not strong enough. Now we're down to 24. The question is, can we play this Emrakul? Is that reasonable? I think it's powerful enough that we should play it, but does that mean we should be playing more lands? I don't know. We have quite a bit of ramp. We have 2 Elves, Devoted Druid, Farseek, Sakura Tribe Elder. I guess that's only 5 pieces of ramp. I guess Green Sun Zenith is also a piece of ramp. Maybe no, Green Sun Zenith just has to be playable here. Maybe I cut the Fauna Shaman. But I like how Fauna Shaman might be able to get rid of these Mana Dorks late game and just fetch us like an Inferno Titan or something, like, or a Dragon Lord of Tark or an Emrakul. Maybe we can get away with 24 lands. Well, we're mainly a green deck though, so let's see, 1 green source, 2 green source, 3 green source for our duels. Then we have blue. So definitely mostly green. Our double blue, we need double blue earlier than we need double red. Yeah, I think turn 1 force is just going to be really important. It's the key to actually fixing our mana. Alright, I'm going to say save. Let's jump into a game. We've drafted a nice little rug mid-range deck. No removal here, basically, just kind of doing our own thing. I don't mind that. Definitely not my style. When I made my first 2 picks, Whoa. Magic Online. Alright. We're back. Sorry about that, folks. We won the die roll. Yeah, let's go ahead and play. Yeah, this hand is fine. It's a bit painful, but it's a solid hand. We can go turn 2 Sakura Tribelder. We could also go turn 2 Devoted Druid and then play both of our things. It looks like my opponent is some sort of aggro deck, which means this Ancient Tomb is not the greatest. Especially because it's not helping us here. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, let me think. If I play Devoted Druid this turn, the next turn I'll be able to go Druid into Tribelder plus Fauna Shaman. Although I kind of like the fact that this just blocks. We don't need removal when we were dripping value everywhere. Yeah, exactly. That's my thought as well. We don't need removal when we're just gonna go way over the top of our opponent. Let's go ahead and block here. We could get, I think we should just get an island, but there is an argument for getting just red mana here to make our Inferno Titan castable, but let's just get an island. Alright, our opponent, Multi 6, but looks like they're probably going to curve out on us here. That's going to be a little scary. Opponent considering maybe which 2-drop they want to play. There, we got our red source, so next turn we can play Inferno Titan, I think. Inferno Titan will probably lock up the game, although if my opponent has a like Path to Exile or Swords to Plowshares, we might be in a pickle. Alright, it looks like Inferno Titan is just gonna basically clear up their whole board here. Alright, Bayou. We'll take 2. Red. We'll blow up my opponent's board here. Guess that feels pretty good. Can my opponent beat an Inferno Titan? I guess we'll find. Well, there's a Journey to Nowhere. We could actually bounce that with Venser. That doesn't seem the worst to me. We could also just go to Value Town. Sure, it's a mana dork. We could untap Devoted Druid and also play Fauna Shaman. See, how close are we to actually casting this Emrakul if I save this? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're a bit far away from it, so I guess I'll save the. Well, we could also just get Edric in play. Now this is overextending a little into a board sweeper, and it's also hurting us a bit with this Ancient Tomb, but I don't think I care too much about that. I think we're firmly in the driver's seat now. Well, Harmonize. Alright. Opponent's reloading. But we're going to draw a lot of cards. So let's go ahead and attack here. We'll say yes to the draw. Alright, well maybe I prematurely played my land out. Domri Raid. Seems like a sweet one to cast here. And we're still holding up Venser as well. Oh yeah. Oh, the value. I'm going to save that in my hand. Look at that Domri hit there. We just drew 3 cards this turn outside of our draw step. That's pretty sweet. All right, what you got for me, opponent? Cause I got Venser. In fact, on end of turn, we can bounce Journey to Nowhere. Sure. I'm not going to fight over that. Maelstrom Pulse. That is also fine. Yeah, do we have lethal here? I think they're dead. Unless they have a 1-mana removal spell off of this relic. Card Vantage. Yeah, man, this is gonna do it, I think. The enter the battlefield trigger puts them down to 3. They're effectively at 10. They need a path to exile here, basically. Alright. Didn't have it. Opponent didn't show us many cards, but it looks like this is some sort of Abzan mid-range deck. They have Coalition Relic, they have some ramp. Isamaru seems like a silly card to have in my opinion, but I think our main deck is pretty well equipped to beat what my opponent is doing. I don't know that we actually need some extra removal. Silver might be good against opposing green decks, but we just didn't see enough to know that. Ralzeric is removal. They could have the thing is they could have mana dorks. That's a big reason to be in green. So bringing in something like a Stagger Shock or a Flame Slash is probably smart. The question is, what do we cut? I don't think we want to cut our card advantage engines because it's going to be a mid-range fight. Xenagos might not be the greatest here. I don't know. I think our deck is fine. I'm just going to hit submit, not think too much about it. When I saw that Isamaru, I was really worried that my opponent was going to be like an aggressive like green-white deck. But they're just like Abzan with Isamaru. I was like, alright, sure. It's kind of slow, but it's a keep. Alright, so this lets us go either turn 3 Shardless or turn 3 Xenagos. Opponent fetches up their Bayou. Rampant Growth. Alright. Sounds good, buddy. This is also turn 4. Turn 4 Thundermaw Hellkite. That's pretty sweet. Opponent's up to 4 mana here. Hopefully they don't like reload with a Harmonize. Coalition Relic. Understandable. Alright, we have a choice here. We can go Corsair Crewfix. We can also go Xenagos. Start making 2/2s. I kind of like jamming Shardless Agent here. And then next turn trying to go for the Thundermaw. And just start getting a clock, because I don't think we'll be able to really control what my opponent ramps into. So I don't want to have to just play the mid-range game and not present a clock. With that said, Xenagos also presents a clock. Ooh, Elspeth's Sun's Champion. Well, I'm glad we have this Thundermaw Hellkite, because that will break through. Fortunately, it doesn't kill all those soldiers. They don't have flying. So go ahead and try to get rid of that Elspeth. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have 1 mana removal. Alright, clearing Elspeth is a huge win for us. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have an even better follow-up, though. I mean, that was their turn 4. And now they're going to have a lot of mana to work with. My hope is that whatever they play can be dealt with a Thundermaw, or maybe a Venser. Floated green. Maelstrom Moss. Alright, that's fine. Plays a land. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nissa. Okay, Nissa's okay. We can start pressuring Nissa. Ancestral Vision. So, kind of like playing out Tati over here. Start drawing some cards. Whirlrogue will help us pressure Nissa. Right? Target creature gets unblockable? Yeah. Alright. They're chumping. Let's see. I can go... Hopefully I don't get mana tithed here. Alright, hey, Vivian Reed, not a bad card. It's a shame we didn't get to deploy the Ancestral Vision here. We're pretty light on, we need double blue to get going here. A lot of our cards here need double blue, so hopefully we can find that sooner or later. Alright, opponent, activated Coalition Relic. If my opponent, ticks down, that's actually not even very good here. So I'm happy about that. Alright, they're playing something. Here we go. What you got? Oh, that's 6 mana. That's a Wormcoil Engine. Well, we can bounce it. We can't bounce it with that though. This kinda sucks, but Xenagos might help us ramp towards this Emrakul. Oh wait, if we tick up, we can actually play Vivian Reed here, can't we? Yeah. We're gonna take a bit of damage. Oh, no. Oh, but that's okay. It's kind of gonna force us to take the Emrakul off the top of our deck, and now we don't have a chumper for Wormcoil, but Dragonlord Atarka is not the worst, but I think we just take the Emrakul. Oh wow, hold on. Now we can also play a land, gain some life. Alright, things are happening now. Wow. Sometimes you forget the way your own deck works. Next turn, I believe we'll be able to cast this Emrakul with the help of Xenagos. We'll chump. That'll put an artifact in the graveyard. Emrakul will cost 11. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we should be able to cast Emrakul. Alright, Harmonize is a really nice top deck for them. So now we just need to hope they don't have an answer for what we've got going on here. They could also tick down Nissa. It'll gain them a lot of life with the Wormcoil Engine. Oh, but they already ticked up with the plant. Never mind. A Johnny. Put up to 2 return target creature. Sure, you can put some +1/+1 counters on your stuff. That doesn't do much. We could even save the Zealous Conscripts to steal the Nissa and just take over the game that way. Does this have indestructible? Flying, trample, protection from instants. That doesn't even have indestructible. Rough. Let's see if my opponent attacks with Worm Coil. No attack with Worm Coil is very interesting. In fact, it makes me want to just down-tick Vivian on the Worm Coil. And I believe then we can play Emrakul, take over our opponent's turn, try to screw them up, make them attack into that costs 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think we will have to tap Ancient Tomb here. And now we take over my opponent's turn, make them use a bad attack. This is gonna be good. We're just out mid-ranging my opponent here. Sure. Glare of Subdual. Tap on tap creature, tap artifact or creature. Alright, that's not very good here. Oh, no. There was no reason to activate that. So, I think what we do here is just go to attacks. God, Emrakul is quite awkward. So, we want them to attack with a lifelinker. We want to get rid of these plants. We can also get rid of one soldier token here. That'll really kind of screw their offense here. I'll block there, block here, and block here. Basically just board wipe them. Now we have Emrakul still left around to clear Planeswalkers. I guess I could have shocked in Temple Garden actually. Yeah, shocking in Temple Garden was actually good. It denies them the Lotus Cobra as well. Casually casting Emrakul. Yeah, basically. Card's pretty good. I almost didn't pick it. Alright, sure. That's a pretty sweet combo. Sure. Yeah, so we're gonna steal this Nissa and we're gonna alter. And then my opponent's gonna be quite upset. And then we can cash in Vivian Reed on this Glare. Jeez. I'm sorry, opponent, but there's gonna be some things that are about to happen that are not good for you. Okay, we still got Ancestral Vision going. Oof. All right, let's start here. See what my opponent wants to do with that. See if they want to tap down my Emrakul. Yep. Sure. Gosh, we could even bounce Emrakul. That would be quite insane. Alright, now they have to decide right now how much they want to tap. And this is good. That way they don't know what I'll be doing. So now I think we start here. Take Nissa. Is this the concession, opponent? Is Magic Online taking some time? Yeah, all right. Yep, that's what happens when you go and steal a what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 gain 7, draw 7 that your opponent's been building towards this whole time. Yeah, that was a good game, opponent. let's go to round 2 here. I had fun. Did you have fun, opponent? I had fun. That's okay. You didn't have fun. That's all right. Maybe next time. If you're just joining us, we have this fantastic rug teamer mid-range deck, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty fun. Does some cool things. Wouldn't say it's broken, but it's got a good mix of everything you might want to be doing in this format, which is ramp and powerful things. And all right, we got a bit of a slower hand here. We have a turn 3 Domri, but we have land drops. I think we're gonna keep it, but I'm not too happy about it. All right, so get that into play. So Mardu, I think will be an okay matchup for us. It's not aggressive. It doesn't have counter magic. All right, never mind. This could be 4-color control. What is 4-color control in this format? Oh god, this is 4-color Splinter Twin. All right. Not a great matchup for us, but we have some removal in the sideboard, so we'll see what my opponent tries to fetch up here. Geist of St. Traft. I'm sorry, that is some spice. Find me something, Domri. We'll get there. We'll get to Emrakul. Domri +1, find Emrakul. Yeah, that's... Hey, look, it replaced itself. It did its job, and it's probably gonna soak up some damage here, so I'll take it. Yo, this Domri, I'm sorry, but it's the best Domri I've ever played ever. I used to play this like this Naya aggro deck when I was a super noob in Modern, and this Domri has done more work than the entire time that I've ever played played Domri. Alright. Got some attacks coming in here. So that's going at Domri. Makes sense. We're going to block, because we might as well. Guess I'll get some red mana here. Alright, Domri. Good job. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Yeah, Domri MVP, right? That's, I think, maybe the first time anyone has ever called Domri an MVP, but I'm okay with it. Uh-oh. Muldrifter? Alright, looking for land drops, I imagine. I'm just going to go ahead and F6 this. Alright, now we have 2 card types in the graveyard. That's not the worst for your boy here. Man, my opponent's discarding, still doesn't find their 4th land. I mean, this Geist is a scary magic card, so... Okay, Inferno Titan. Alright, we got a blocker for Geist. Is it gonna live, is the question. Alright, opponent found land number 4. What are they gonna do with land number 4? Phantasmal Image. Copy Inferno Titan. That's pretty cool. Thankfully we have this Karn downtick on it. Oh god, what if they have removal as well? Oh, they got swords. Alright, my opponent is getting their beat down on. So I think we just have to Karn downtick. Okay, it's a game. What do you got for me, buddy? You gonna clear the Karn? That gains me some life. Arena Rector. When it dies, you can search your library for a Planeswalker, I believe. So if my opponent has ways to kill it on their own, That's pretty good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't even remember our deck. What can Greenstone Zenith get us here? That's good. We could get a Tatiova. She blocks Geist. Gains us life, draws us cards. X is currently 5. Yeah, let's go ahead and get Tatiova. Play a land. Cast Farseek. Let's get another mountain. Gain a life, draw a card. Alright. If you attack with Titan, you can kill the illusion. Yeah, but they killed my Titan, right? I assume you're saying that before we knew it was dead. Yeah, I would definitely have killed the Titan if it was still around. Oh gosh, Teferi. Well, Teferi's a good magic card. All right, they're gonna tick down. Guess that's actually pretty smart considering we have Emrakul coming out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? 3 card types. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exactly enough mana to cast Emrakul. Don't daze me, bro. Alright, this could be pretty bad for my opponent, depending on what they're sitting on in their hand. Okay, we can. We can't him them. They don't have double black. We could play Revoker named Teferi. Kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot. So I think we start by getting rid of Geist. It does put us down to 5, which is a scary life total. Alright, yeah. God, Emrakul is the worst. Again, I'm not going to cast Assemble the Legion for them. I'm going to name Teferi here. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Not going to play their land for them. Just going to say go. So they have Tundra, him, Gonti, Assemble the Legion. Sure. Not bad. Gonna cast Assemble the Legion. Did they draw their black source? They might attack me with everything here. Yeah. Put me down to 2 life. Okay. I'll take it. I don't want to give them a Teferi uptick here. Baleful Strix. Wow, that is incredibly good on this current board. Oh my god. What are the chances? Alright, they drew Strix into Helix. Fair enough. You got it, opponent. 4 color, mid-range. Do we want any removal? Beast Within kills Planeswalkers. Targeted effects kill Phantasmal Image. I kind of like Beast Within. Question is maybe over like Edric. Seems like they've got a lot of removal for a card like that we can't get immediate value off of. Lightning Strike might also be reasonable. Yeah, legit top deck. Yeah, it happens. That's magic. That is magic. Ralzer could be okay. Pressures opposing planeswalkers. Might be hard for my opponent to do anything to me on that type of axis, but I'm just gonna go ahead and submit here. Man, even with that that MVP Domri, couldn't carry. Couldn't carry. Come on, Domri. Expected more from you. Maybe we need more blue sources. It's happened quite a couple times where we needed that double blue, and we didn't have it. So I'm gonna try it. Hopefully I'm not screwing up my mana base here. But there have been times where we'd want to cast these cards right here. We just haven't been able to without that third island, or sorry, that second island. Cool. All right, that's a turn to Shardless Agent. Man, even through that Emrakul, maybe I'm supposed to block. I don't know. Opponent get mulling into 6. That's good. Their mana base is pretty stretched. I mean, him to Turok in a 4-color deck. It's gutsy. I'll give him that. All right, no turn 1 removal. No turn 1 removal. Come on, come on. Oh, we drew the Ancestral Vision. Never lucky. All right, here we want to hit like a mana dork. No! What are the... Yo! How does that happen? How does the... We draw the best card to hit, and we hit the worst card to hit. That doesn't feel good. Are they going to him me now? That's a him. There goes our Ancestral Vision as well. Oh boy. Intense non-bows. Yeah, part of the reason I didn't draft the Bloodbraid Elf, because I knew something like that might happen. Well, that's another mountain, which is not bad. Means we can cast Thundermaw Hellkite quite soon if we hit one more land. Turn 4 Thundermaw seems not the worst. Alright, opponent has a third land. Probably going to get a Tundra. Yeah, figures. Baleful Strix lines up pretty poorly against Thundermaw Hellkite. Ah, that's the land. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Take it. But we're pretty out of gas, though, so if our opponent has just about anything here. Oh my god, the damnation. Oh. Alright, that's Shelldock Isle. I guess grab Domri. Well, didn't expect Damnation out of the Geist deck, but I guess if my opponent goes to Fairy right here. Oh god. We only need a Domri. Yeah, that's all we need, right? Not like this. Not like this. If we can end up casting Emrakul sometime during this game, we can steal our opponent's turn. I'm sorry, we can steal our opponent's turn and down tick to Fairy. But will that happen soon enough? I don't think so. 6, 9, yeah, he costs quite a bit right now. My opponent's deck is sweet. I mean, it's ambitious. Is it all 5 colors? Green, white, black, red, blue? Yeah, that's all the colors. All the colors of the rainbow, my friend. You are living the dream over there. Living the dream. The old Damnation into Teferi into Geist curve. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, I'm very jealous. Maybe if they get down Oblivion Stone, okay. Alright. Ooh, Zealous Conscripts. That's a card that will annoy Teferi quite a bit. It's also a nice blocker here for Geist. This Courser. If my opponent draws any cards at all, alright, this is 20 or less, or is it less than 20? A player has 20 or fewer. So if my opponent draws one more card, then Shell.Kyle gets there. The issue is if they have the counter spell for the Zealous Conscripts. Ooh, alright, looks like we might be able to cast Domri this turn. Alright, we're getting our Domri. Sweet. Sweet. Alright, a little less sweet. Although, hold up. Domri fights another target creature. If I control Arena Rector when it dies, do I get a Planeswalker? Are my Planeswalkers worth it, though? I don't have a Teferi, so I guess we do this now. Oh, I have Karn. I have Karn in my deck. And I can Karn downtick on Teferi, just reset this whole game. Alright, let's see if this works out in my favor. They could be holding up a Lightning Helix here, though, which would blow us out completely. Alright. Maybe I'm supposed to target Courser because it doesn't die to Lightning Helix? Yes. Alright, that worked like I wanted it to. Let's go ahead and exile that Teferi on out of here. Oh, let's... Why? Oh, because Courser. And now we can go to combat. And attempt to kill Jace. Alright, opponent blocks. I imagine they're going to just blow up O-Stone. Wow. It all to Domri. Yeah. we owe it all to Domri. We do. Domri is MVP. 10 out of 10. Would draft Domri again. Yeah, that was a high risk, high reward play. Yeah, there goes the Oblivion Stone. Sure, we got our value though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, one land. Although we know the top card of our deck, so it's not really gonna help us. Opponent is at 6 life though. I think that is meaningful to remember. Next turn we'll have Emrakul coming out because we can plus one Xenagos. Isn't that crazy? Domri just being like MVP almost 2 games in a row. Now of course we got cheesed out of our win game 1. I'm a little upset, and we haven't won this game yet. Our opponent's sitting on 5 cards with 8 mana, so I'm not gonna pretend like we've won this game by any means. Right, I don't remember what this card does. Each player votes for Grace or Condemnation. If Grace gets more votes, each player returns each creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. If Condemnation gets more votes, or the vote is tied, destroy all creatures other than Magister of Worth. What creatures does my opponent have? Baleful Strike, Geist, and I have Dragonlord of Tarka, Thundermaw, Shardless Agent. No way. Oh, but it has to get more votes. My opponent is probably not going to vote for Condemnation. Oh, come on. Domri is a natural. Yeah, natural all-star. That's going to be my next modern deck. Ah, the skill. The skill it takes to draw lands. Look at that. Look at all that 8 mana that I'm tapping. Let's make a hasty boy, but... Alright, opponent, what you got for me? What you got? Swords to Plowshares, Phantasmal Image. So... they're pretty screwed here. Is this when it enters the battlefield? Oh my god, if I copy it and I choose Condemnation? Oh my god. Alright, alright. We're doing it. Well, should I... No, I can blow that Swords to Plowshares on their Geist. Okay. Grace. Wait, I want to do... Wait. No. I want to do... Grace. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. Alright. Guess we just blow this one up. I love democracy. Alright. Let's get these old triggers to resolve. Alright, Baleful Strix, what do you got? Oh, are you having fun yet, opponent? Are you having fun? There you go, I gave you 2 life back. That's Wow, you concede? Huh. I wonder why. Democracy is great when everybody gets a vote and they vote for everything that I want. So that was fun. Just gotta flex after that. Oh yeah. Domri MVP. I could have also just tucked Teferi from his own ability by stealing it, but doing that play made them force them to blow up the O-Stone, and then we took over with Emrakul. Jeez, their own cards just killed them. That's got to feel so bad. That has got to feel bad. Yeah, let's just run it back. This deck is sweet. My opponent's deck is sweet. I think we'll have a sweet game here. Alright, turn 1 Ancestral Vision. Keep. My opponent doesn't usually have aggressive starts, so I don't mind this. My opponent usually sets up their mana on the first few turns. Alright, we do need to find a green source. That way we have like turn 3 Xenagos would be nice. We could also do turn 3 Shardless Agent. Alright, that's a forest. Look at us, blood moon proof right there. There was no way you could lose on an empty board. I don't know, they showed us sweepers, right? Damnation. I guess they used it already, but they could definitely have another sweeper as well. Alright, no Geist is good. Interesting. I guess we can't play Xenagos now. Value. Alright, that's a ramp spell. It forces my opponent to Lightning Helix it. At least it's a 2-for-1. So So it's important to remember if my opponent does have Lightning Helix here that, yeah, we can put +1/+1 counters on it to fizzle the life gain effect on Lightning Helix. So that's why I didn't just like F6 there. There was no way you could, yeah, no way. Like, such strong late game top decks. Yeah, I'm basically Tron. Look at me. Look at this Tron land next to this Karn. How am I not Tron right now? Next turn we got Tatyova. We could also just go Xenagos and save Tatyova for when we know we have a land drop. I kind of like that. And this lets us get a bit aggressive and get a board state going in case my opponent thinks they can just play Teferi and say go. We're going to try to make it as difficult as possible for my opponent to play Teferi and pass. Now they did show us Assemble the Legion. We do have this Vivian Reed for that. Oblivion Stone. We also have Vivian Reed for that. My opponent could have a removal spell. Or a counter spell, excuse me. They are keeping up. Oh, is this the turn we get to draw 3? Hey, that's great. Opponent doesn't have anything to do against that? That's also great. So I kind of want to just play this forest. That way I can make another thing here. Does my opponent have... Oh, it looks like they got something here. Oh, is it Charm? Huh. Alright, I didn't play around that. If my opponent wants to spend their next turn blowing up Oblivion Stone, though, I think that puts us in a favorable position. Then we can Karn on an empty board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So ultimately, I think we're in an okay spot. Just want to thank everybody that's hanging out with me today, especially you, Fran. Appreciate it that you hanging out in the chat with me on this wonderful night. At least it's nighttime for me. I don't know about you. Alright, they're just going to blow up Oblivion Stone right now. Fair enough. And now we get to see the power of Karn. And because they showed us Helix, I think I'm just going to tick up here. I don't think I can take them off any... I mean, I could take them off blue. Let's see. Jace Beleren gets exiled. Now, they could just Teferi us, down tick, but we have the Beast Within for Teferi. Hopefully they don't have their own Karn. That would be kind of rough. It's 11:23 here. Alright, that's not bad. You're enjoying the draft? I'm glad, Fran. I'm glad. Council's Judgment. Alright, that's an answer to Karn. But we get to kind of get ahead here with Tatyova. Let's keep a green untapped here. Let's go ahead and gain some life there. And ramp some more, because ramping draws us cards as well. I guess I get another mountain here. Skirt Tribe Elder. Alright. Now let's see what the remains my opponent's deck is here. Alright, you got a Teferi for me? You got something? Something good? Alright, okay. Gonna set a stop on my upkeep because I do have an answer. I'm gonna set a stop on both upkeeps just to make sure that I know I have a stop here. So I can Beast Within my opponent's Consecrated Sphinx on upkeep. Alright, let's start by drawing some cards, gaining some life. Green Sun Zenith, we can do that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. X equals 5. We can get a... Nothing great. Tatiovo is our main hit there. We can wait a turn and get Dragon Lord Atarka. I think that's what we're going to do. Let's get another island. Jace. We can cast that. I think it's a little bit better than Domri right now. Bounce that beast. Oh, what have you got? What do you got for me, opponent? Alright, just thinning your deck a bit. Fair enough. Go to 6. I wonder what the last card in their hand is. The Hellkite is pretty good. Is this any creature? It's a green creature, right? Yeah, I can't get Hellkite, unfortunately, with Green Sun Zenith. My opponent is digging with Teferi. That's a good sign. I guess we actually have lethal with Wandering Fumarole, but I don't know if I want to go for it. I think it's a bit risky. Wow, that takes away the risk of just about anything here. Let's start with a Brainstorm. Probably want to put a couple mana dorks away here. Maybe this Copperline Gorge. How much do you cost? 8. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, at this point, I think I'm just going to get my value here. Yeah, I probably should have left double green up, huh? I don't know. I'm playing a bit loose here. Alright, that resolved. So I should have left double green up here. I misplayed. And I guess I'll put Teferi down to 1. Yeah. I opened myself up to something happening here. Settle the Wreckage. Sure, I guess that shuffles my deck. I'll get a Forest. I can tuck my opponent's own Teferi and then have lethal. Baleful Strix, huh? This has Trample. Do I want to play that, though? I kind of want to make them use their own mana on their turn. Alternatively, I could play Assembled Legion. I think Teferi just tucks itself, right? They draw. Teferi tucks itself. They draw for turn. Play Baleful Strix, draw another card. They still don't get to Teferi. But maybe I'm supposed to cast Baleful Strix first. And see what my opponent draws. They've got some nice stuff. Oh no. No, I guess they would have drawn that next turn anyways. Alright, is it a game all of a sudden? That destroys each other creature. I guess it's a game. Teferi tucks itself. Although I could. Now what are my creatures? Nothing good. So I guess Teferi just tucks itself. I say go. No, wait. I guess I can always bounce the Magister. The Hellkite is pretty good. Oh, my bad. Yeah, don't worry about it, Fran. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I could have deployed another threat this turn. Although, like a Domri at least. And that doesn't get blown up by Magister. Alright, my opponent doesn't play the Magister. I guess that's a free hit with Baleful Strix. So I'm not blocking with Emrakul because if I do, then there's no reason for them to play the Magister, so... Alright. See what my opponent votes for here. I think, yeah, whatever I do, condemnation, yeah, let's just do condemnation. I have 11 cards left in my deck. Well, there's the Dragon Lord. I think I will attempt to Fate Seal my opponent. Nope, and now they're dead. Sweet. Assembled Legion not gonna do it for my opponent here. Yeah. That's a 2-0. We are 2-0 in this draft. Let's go to the finals with this super awesome Rug mid-range deck that you see right in front of you here. I kind of like the extra island in there. It helps us cast Ancestral Vision on turn 1 as well. So let's go ahead and save that. Let's go to the finals, my friends. Got our money back already. That's the most important thing. But now we're fighting for glory. This is where we got to bring it all home. But the thing is, we're also going to be playing against someone else who's also 2-0. So it's going to be a fight, probably. Opponent had an ambitious 5-color deck there. Might have been like a stipulation. Maybe it was another streamer. I don't know. Yeah, solid matches. I have been enjoying these games. For my first draft of this iteration of Legacy Cube, I think it's going pretty well. But this is what happens every time I draft Legacy Cube or any cube. I end up in like blue-green ramp. That's what happens every time. Interestingly enough, Emrakul has just been an all-star. You know, I almost didn't even play it, but card is absolutely fantastic. All right, on the play. Great start. Yeah. Having Emrakul in our opener and Karn in our opener doesn't feel great, but we have potentially turn 2 Druid into turn 3 Vivian Reed if we hit a land drop, or turn 3 Shardless Agent if we lose our Devoted Druid but still draw a land. Alright, no turn 1 plays for my opponent. That's good. Good. I remember watching LC draft Maelstrom Wanderer every time. Yeah, that's actually what got me into drafting on Magic Online, just watching all the Channel Fireball videos. Yeah, LSV. What a great guy. What a great guy. I mean, and I got the thing from Blue Green basically from watching Reed Duke. I mean, Reed Duke, whenever Reed Duke drafts cube, it's like almost always like Blue Green ramp. And so Reed Duke is a player that I definitely look up to. What do you got for me, buddy? All right, Bob. Bob is a magic card. Alright, it's gonna happen again. Can't Vivian Reed here, so let's try to hit a Mana Dork. Alright, that's a Mana Dork. Alright, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, couldn't quite. Isarath the Awakener. That's a sweet card. Alright, we can block Bob. That's a good thing. They don't have double black for the Isarath, also a good thing. Isarath, excuse me. Let's see what they want to do with old Bobby here. Probably want to hold him back. Makes sense. Alright, I think I definitely want to... Try to hit a land drop here with Vivian. Hopefully don't get mana tithed. Alright, we'll take the Lumbering Falls, I guess. Play it. That's nice. Hold back Shardless Agent to block Dark Confidant, maybe? Forsake the Worldly. Oh, that's nice. They exiled Shardless Agent, which is kind of annoying because Shardless Agent is both an artifact and a creature for Emrakul in the graveyard. Necromancy. Is this a black-white reanimator deck just with Dark Confidant? That would be really interesting. Lingering Souls. Alright, are they going to pressure Vivian is the question. Yeah, I would too. I would too. I think I want to find more lands. Although, yeah, Zealous Conscript's not doing much here. So we can do everything we want this turn. Basically, Whirl a Rogue into Fauna Shaman. Now we've got a pretty good board here against what my opponent is trying to do. They still haven't found their land. Day of Judgment. Alright, never mind. This could be a game. If my opponent goes land, Day of Judgment, it's a fight. But they're already down to 9 life. I can't imagine I would be happy. What's with all these, like, deploy creature decks and then blow them up? You know, like, we played against the Geist deck with Damnation. We played against black-white creatures mid-range with Day of Judgment. I mean, I guess Day of Judgment is just a nice board reset in case you fall behind, but it seems kind of off theme here. All right. Yeah. Stagger Shock, Flame Slash, Lightning Strike, Firebolt, Beast Within. We're going to need some removal for this matchup. The question is what removal? Again, Edric, I'm not a fan of in these creature-based matchups. I kind of like Stagger Shock here. It's a bit slow against Dark Confidant, though, is my only issue. But it kills things twice, so that's nice. Yeah, I'll board in a Stagger Shock. It is a bit off to Wrath your own board. Yeah, that's the feel that I got, and especially with Dark Confidant in the deck, it's like Dark Confidant flip Day of Judgment just seems like horrible. Yeah, that's a keep. That's a turn 3 Jace. That is a keep. All right, no Thoughtseize. Good. Oh, man. This hand is going places. I guess the only issue is if Noble Hierarch dies, then we don't get to turn 3 Jace anymore. Oh, no, we still get to with Devoted Druid. Yeah, what am I talking about? No, because we need double blue for Jace. That was my issue. Ooh, I kind of prefer Sakura Tribe Elder in case of Wrath. I don't want to deploy all my dorks into Wrath, so this still guarantees me Jace next turn. I can get a mountain with Sakura Tribe Elder. And then I can have double red, double blue with this island in my hand. Everything is coming up pretty nicely here. What you got? Dark Confidant. Well, that's going to get bounced with Jace. Let's get a mountain. We'll play around the old Mana Tithe here. By playing Jace before we attack with Noble Hierarch. I guess we could also just brainstorm If my opponent has like a no, I think just bouncing it is fine. Yeah, they could have like an Anguished Unmaking or a Council's Judgment, but then we just get to untap and play Vivian Reed, and our opponent has like 0 offense basically. So, what do you got for me, buddy? Basic Plains. What is it? I'm dying to know. Maybe it's like a Condemn? Alright, it's no Condemn, they just take 1. Nice. If all they do is deploy a Dark Confidant out here, I think we'll be pretty happy. And the thing is, I had a feeling they might be sitting on Day of Judgment, so... Alright, they have the Anguished Unmaking. A little upsetting, but... This Fauna Shaman could do some work. I think we just want to, again, play around Mana Tithe. Deploy this Vivian Reed. Oh, Emrakul or Zealous Conscripts. God, I'll take the Zealous Conscripts. I think there's a chance my opponent plays something good next turn. And we're getting pretty aggressive here. Elspeth, okay. Make a creature. Sure. Let's start here. Inferno Titan just seems like the nuts. The absolute nuts there. Alright, let me think here. Inferno Titan does not clear Elspeth right now, so I think my priority should be to clear Elspeth. Although no play I make here actually clears Elspeth now that I think about it. Although Inferno Titan plays into a board sweeper, I think that's okay. Yeah, Zealous was the pick. Yeah, the other one is just so far off. What is her alt? You get an emblem with creature control, get +2/+2, have vigilance, trample, and indestructible. All right. Shuffle my deck, put that Emrakul back in. Don't mind if I do. I think I want another island here. Sure, make a creature token. Yeah, this Vivian alt seems very reasonable. Bob. What else? What else? Nothing else? Nothing else. Oh man, Thundermaw Hellkite. Yeah, that's a good one. Elves. Sure. Red, red. Let's kill that Elspeth. Alternatively, I could have just killed my opponent, but I think we can't really lose through a Vivian alt. Opponent, oh, Restoration Angel. That's a pretty good card. Actually, I guess playing Fauna Shaman might have been smarter. The thing is, I was thinking about a Wrath. Maybe I could have played that turn a little bit better. The issue was, like, if my opponent Wraths the board, I'd rather have this Fauna Shaman left over to take over the game post-sweeper. Opponent's down to 9 life. That is low. I imagine they'll attack both at Vivian here. Sure. And if that happens, I think we're winning this fight, so. I mean, Vivian doesn't have to ult for us to win the game. They're going to have to answer our board, too. Day of Judgment comes. Could be like a Bantu's. Wow, Toxic Deluge. Sure, my friend, sure. Take 5. Brightling, alright. I think they're just dead to Zealous Conscripts now, right? Which they know about, but maybe they just can't play around. Guess we'll take the Venser. And that is our 3-0. Wow, that was fun. First Legacy Cube into a 3-0. Man, oh man. View previous deck. That deck was a ton of fun. Emrakul is awesome. My takeaway from this Legacy Cube. Oh, this is sorted by current mana cost. Yeah, Emrakul is just the nuts. Alright, for some reason you can't organize your deck after you finish, so let's go ahead and sort by color. Alright. Yeah, we just dominated, right, Fran? That was wipe the floor. I think control would have been a rough matchup. I think it's nice that we dodged any like hard control deck, because just playing sorcery speed into what your opponent is doing, it's kind of rough. But we also had planeswalkers and a good amount of card advantage in there, so control might have not been the worst. And I think we could argue that that 5-color deck was arguably a bit of a control deck. But yeah, this deck performed really well. So if anyone's trying to draft this cube in the future, again, I'm going to be putting this on YouTube. So either you're watching me live right now or you're watching me on YouTube. If you're planning on drafting this cube, you can see that we really enjoyed this, blue-green base deck with a kind of a red splash. But we had it's not just a splash. It was pretty heavy on red. Cards that impressed me a lot were Emrakul. It was almost relevant every single game. The games drag on in a reasonable amount, such that the cast trigger resolves and you almost just win the game from there. Another card that I was impressed by was Zealous Conscripts and Thundermaw Hellkite. I think those cards are underrated as just, not only just utility with Zealous Conscripts, but they're clocks. They just win the game if they're not like completely blowing up your opponent's planeswalkers or whatever their big creature plan was. Of course, green is just great. Prioritize ramp. Prioritize good ramp. Don't just take any ramp you find. Like Rampant Growth, I think is probably one of the worst ramp spells you can find. It's playable, but it's kind of poor. I don't think Dragonlord of Tarka was fantastic, but it's just a big win condition off of Green Sun Zenith. Vivian Reed was a card I was very impressed by. She can deal with artifacts, enchantments, and then she just digs through your deck to find you your threats or your lands. We saw in that last match just finding us some lands was really important. And then her emblem actually does just, win games by herself. Yeah, they're haste heavy hitters too. Right, that's the thing. Like, that last game our opponent was like, alright, I'll stabilize at 4 life. Like, no, I have this card that not only removes your card, but then gets in for 3 damage plus whatever creature you stole. So Zealous Conscripts, we may have stolen a couple planeswalkers in this league, but also just stealing creatures and winning through damage is just as reasonable. But let's not forget about Domri Raid. This guy, this guy right here, with his +1 that basically drew us 2 cards. Now we ended up losing that game, but it was the only reason we were still fighting. And then with its -2. To steal an opponent's Academy Rector, -2 such that we get the death trigger, get a Karn, deal with our opponent's Teferi. I'm sorry. That was, I think, probably one of my favorite moments. I also really enjoyed Emrakul stealing my opponent's turn, Phantasmal Imaging my opponent's voting creature, voting for my opponent, blowing up and reanimating my entire graveyard and reanimating my opponents as well. But I just blew up my opponent's board with the ETB creatures that came from my graveyard. So that was also just an insane set of events. His light bathes us in his glory. That is a good way to put it, Fran. That is a wonderful, wonderful way to put it. I think that that his glory shined on us all today. Shone? Is it shine? Shone? Whatever. He was there for us when we needed him most. Also, Tatiova turned our like Farseeks and Sakura Tribelders and all of our land drops into more spells and more draws. I think she's very underrated, especially with Green Sun Zenith as a value find. I think it's important to time her correctly, but she's very similar to Tireless Tracker. And I think Tireless Tracker is a very playable card in a cube like this. So, you know, she was awesome. Shardless Agent, bit of a nombo with Green Sun Zenith, but it actually got us some mana dorks along the way. And Edric, while it was good in the first game, we ended up siding him out quite a bit in the creature matchup. So, he's not fantastic. Alright, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. This you know, format is awesome. That's our first trophy right there with this old rug mid-range ramp deck. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be uploading this straight to YouTube as soon as I finish up here. If you want to see more cube, let me know. It's only around for a short time on Magic Online, so you know, voice your opinion. Let me know if you want this or if you prefer more modern. This for me is very relaxing, whereas modern is sometimes kind of stressful, right? Playing like tier 1 decks like Mardu Pyromancer or Jeskai Control or Blue-White Control, like the idea of just the concept of playing those in my head stresses me out sometimes because I feel like there's a lot of pressure for me to succeed. And this casual format in draft just feels like it's fun for everybody. Obviously, losing isn't fun, and we did a lot of winning today. But in general, this is a bit more casual, a bit more enjoyable, and I had a bit more fun than I normally do. But with that said, I can always do both. I can always draft some more and then do some more modern. But you guys let me know if you want to see more of this, if you like this on my channel. Again, we don't have to, but I had fun, and I hope you enjoyed watching that, you know, the draft and the way our deck was built and the way it played out. And maybe you had different choices throughout that draft, and you can let me know in the comments if you think I could have done things better. But I think things worked out pretty well for us in the end. So I think I'm going to close it up here, but I will try to find someone to host. So stick around for a second as I find someone to send you all off to. If you're watching on YouTube, you can probably close out now. There's not going to be much more for you here. Yeah, we were absolutely never going to compete with some of the other big streamers here. We didn't have many views this time around, but that's okay. I do appreciate everyone who came out and hung out with me. Let's see if anyone else is doing the drafts. Or, you know what, I'll send you over to my buddy Averos. He's playing Modern Grixis Bolus Control. He's a cool guy. Let's see if this works. Averos. Bam.